Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, what's up? Episode 8, baby.
Skillet Boyz.
What's up? What's up?
We got a special guest today. A very special guest. Please welcome Buddy V.
Buddy V, modern day Aztec warrior.
Yeah, man. Let's get right into it, man. So, talk about the fighting.
The fighting, that's my favorite part. It's what I look forward to every single month at StreetBeefs Scrapyard. It's definitely a blast. It's a fun time. Met a lot of good people and helps you stay focused because, you know, if you don't stay on top of your health, on top of your fitness or whatever, you're going to get hurt getting in that ring. But yeah, it's something I love personally. It's for me. I love it. I love getting hit in the face. I love hitting people in the face in a constructive manner where we could both be cool afterwards.
I guess
Right.
I guess before we get like more into it, I think maybe you could explain like what StreetBeefs Scrapyard is, just for anybody who is watching and just hasn't heard about it.
Oh, okay. So that was my fault.
No, you're good.
No, it was me, man. I just got excited, man. Like,
I got excited.
You know what I'm saying? People
you started going into it. Yeah.
This dude I went to school with, you know what I'm saying? And like just to see like him like on YouTube and getting numbers and seeing all the love, man. I just had to start it off with that, you know what I'm saying? But this fine.
No, I was just trying to look out for anybody who wasn't like doesn't know StreetBeefs Scrapyard.
Yep.
You know, just kind of get like a description or like what it is in general.
So StreetBeefs Scrapyard is based out of Gig Harbor, Washington, ran by Fire Chicken. It's a place where you can go on Facebook and then join the group. On YouTube, where fights are posted, you could become viral. You never know. And we do MMA matches, kickboxing matches, and boxing matches. We base it within a 10-pound sliding scale, and then also we do it based on experience level. So then that way you come, you have a match, you show up in a cage. We have a ref, we have medical people on site, and yeah, you get a chance to have your fight seen all across the internet, all across the world. And it's actually like it started as StreetBeefs over in Virginia. And so as it grew, there's different sections. There's StreetBeefs West Coast, ran by Martin Rubio and Alex. I don't want to butcher his last name. But Tiny Tank and Bushido Zed. You have StreetBeefs 30 South, ran by Cody Beck, which is Nasty Native and a belt holder. That's going to be pretty killer. And then the OG Yard was started by Scarface.
Okay.
And so it's like, you was originally meant to settle beef without guns, you know, guns down, gloves up. And it kind of grew, and then, you know, there's a chapter. We have our chapter in the scrapyard, and from there, you can go. You have your fights, you have a good time, and
So you mentioned Scarface. When I found out about StreetBeefs, it was probably back 2016, maybe.
Yeah.
And Scarface, that channel was the channel that I took notice of and was watching them over the years and shit like that. Have you ever got to meet Scarface personally? He seems like a really nice, humble dude. You know what I'm saying? So I know he don't back down, no fights, even though like I know, is he like a war veteran or anything like that?
No, not a war veteran. I mean, maybe. I don't know his whole story. I do know that, you know, he saved his brother from a fire. He has all the burns. That's where he got Scarface, and he was in prison. He did a lot with drugs growing up in a gang life and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what pushed him as he sort of got out of that life to create StreetBeefs, to create something to help others not fall in the same situation he did.
For sure.
So, and yeah, I met him. He's cool as hell.
So did he come here and kind of like gave you guys like the okay for starting StreetBeefs Scrapyard?
No, so Steve said he hit him up on a messenger, said, hey, I'm gonna start a fight group because I love fighting and it's gonna be up here. But I fought for you before. I was wondering if I could use the StreetBeefs name, and from there it kind of grew, and he approved of it. And I mean, because Steve was gonna have a fight club either way, so that was pretty cool. And we went down to Virginia as a little mini invasion. We had a handful of fighters. We went down. My hand was actually broke. I had an MMA title fight with Doughboy, and I broke my hand in that fight. So I wasn't able to fight when we went to Virginia, but I flew down. I got my interviews. I went down, got all sorts of interviews. It was crazy. I met Scarface, Bestaban, Iraqi Assassin, Wolverine, all sorts of people. It was
that's fucking Bestaban too got some hands, man. I watch his videos too, and you know, he can go with the best, all with them. He just knows how to grapple and knows how to use his hands and block and stuff like that. So, no, it's really cool, man, because I always wanted to get into fighting. And, like, I know you from high school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know there'd be sometimes we have little scraps at the end of the day with the homies and what shit, and get the gloves up and stuff like that. Because even then, it was like, get the gloves up, guns down type shit, you know. But, yeah, man, It's just dope to see where you're going. But, what you got, man?
No, I was just curious, like, as far as, like, StreetBeefs, like, I guess I would just ask, like, when did you kind of get started with that? And, like, how involved are you with, like, StreetBeefs Scrapyard and all that shit?
Oh, so I was watching StreetBeefs for a few years, and I was like, I want to fight. And we're coming up 2 years in July. because that was the very first event. I missed the first event, and my uncle's like, "Hey, there's a fight thing going on up here in Washington." And I was like, "What? It's Street Beefs related?" I was like, "No effing way!" So I signed up. Second event, went, fought, loved it, fell in love with it. And then after like another event or two, when I went and fought, I kept going back, and I was like, "Hey, I really want to interview some fighters. I want to bring my camera. There's no recording allowed, obviously, because it's only his content and it's all his." And it kind of grew from there. And as I kept going, you know, when people are weighing in, they're matchmaking, because they make matches there on site day of. So that way it's like a smoker event. You show up, you don't know who you're fighting, you just got to be ready to fight.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Does it cost at all? It cost money?
It's free.
Really?
100% free, because there's no money involved. But then there's the exposure, because like my brand Zuel, all over my fights, I always mention it and stuff. But I became part of the staff, because now I start running the alternate angle for all the fights. I'm always on the side of the cage. You'll see me. I'm there every single time, every single event. I went to the Invasion. Anytime Scrapyard's involved with something, I'm almost there 100% of the time. I did the mural for the background of the entire canister. I did all sides, everything.
The mural's fucking dope,
so,
dude. Yeah.
I helped build the cage with a lot of other people. We pulled the turf that he got from a field. We built the cages. I painted some of the black walls, me and Gash. So, yeah, I mean, I've put in work there. I've literally bled in that cage, too, sweat. I cried in my car one time.
and you fight, too, man. So, like, how many fights in total have you fought? And I guess, I mean, are you going to continue to fight, like, or do you see yourself more like as on the background, kind of like doing your other shit, interviews, you know, just recording, doing the alternate angles or shit like that?
I definitely see myself continue fighting. I want to continue to fight because I feel like it pushes myself and I grow. I might take little breaks here and there because I do have plans to do some like different CrossFit competitions or even like the Spartan Race and Tough Mudder. I'm ready to go and trying to go for the first 3 places, 1, 2, or 3. I don't care. I want the top
podium.
So
yeah.
So then you know, fighting, sometimes you take injuries, you can't always go, so I might take little breaks here and there, but I want to continue fighting at least for a few years, even if it lessens up once every so often. But I feel like it also keeps me focused and goal driven, to where as I'm focusing on my goals, as I'm focusing on making merchandise, I'm like, this event's coming up, I want to have it done, but I have to time it with my training, so then I know how to plan out my days and I get things accordingly, so I can continually grow like that to the point where it's efficient and I'm just
What do you do to like train for a fight, or like if you want to fight, you know, like you said, like you don't know like who you're fighting until like the day of, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I know my opponent.
Do you do anything like if you want to fight? Are you like training or doing some shit, working out? Like, is there like some shit you doing just to train for like when you do fight?
Yeah, like how long are you prepping before you fight?
Before I broke my hand, I was fighting every month. So then I usually try to take that first week after the fight off, recover, and then just go hard for the 2 weeks, because it's like the third week of every month. So then 4 weeks total, 1 week off, 3 weeks training. So then it's just fight.
What do you do for the training?
It's a little chilly, sorry.
No, you're good.
The training is fun. I have my Uncle Jason come over on Wednesdays. My brother started coming over. We do boxing, pad work, stuff like that. I try to focus a lot more on my body. I train with a couple guys that I fight with, actually, whenever I'm able to. We do different technical work. We do a lot of sparring as well, training different techniques. So I try to get out there with everyone that I can to learn. And then myself with conditioning, you know, I try to at least run 4 miles, do a couple wind sprints, hit a couple of sets of 15 with weights. I've been trying to go lighter with the weights, though, not too heavy. I don't want to bulk up and be slow. I mean,
yeah, right. And then you fucking bump up to like another weight.
Exactly. I'm trying to cut.
Yeah, right. That's pretty much what all fighters try. They fucking lose weight.
Yeah, there's some big boys like, I could cut to 150. I'm like, damn, you're like 190. Don't know.
Man, show me how to do that.
Yeah, bro. They'll be sitting in the sauna for like 2 days, man. Shit.
Right? Yeah. No, thank you. So it's cool. It's fun. And then after I do a lot of weights, I have my own heavy bag. I have a couple different pieces of equipment I've picked up over the years, and I just try to really train, and I try not to take too many breaks in between to keep my cardio up and everything else, my heart rate up, because in a fight, that's the one thing I learned after my first fight. You know, you train, you could step back, go back in. In a fight, you don't get to dictate the pace. If I'm trying to take a breath and I step back, you could be attacking me, then I got to make sure I'm flexing, breathing, and then all of a sudden I'm not breathing at the same time. There's so many other instruments that come into play. So it's like I really try to keep my body pushed to the limit.
After how many? So you had about like 4 or 5 fights, 6 fights.
Yeah, 7 fights. 7 fights.
So what have you gotten mentally out of it after these fights, positive or negative?
All sorts of everything. I mean, from the highest of the tops to the lowest of the lows. Like my first fight, I wasn't too impressed with my performance, and I was kind of bummed. My second fight, I was a real close fight, went to the judges, I lost, and I was kind of like, whatever, that sucks. My third fight, I got really bummed because I flew out to Las Vegas for the West Coast fight, and it got stopped because of my cardio. I don't know why I started losing my cardio real bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
Anxiety
get hit
or
super
something like
hard.
that, or
Yeah, I think that's what it was. There's just, I'm in a different environment.
Right.
And it really got sad, and it's like I kept going lower, and I was like, maybe I'm not meant for this. So street fighting and cage fighting is way different. But I started training harder, and it's like I listened to some motivational stuff, and I'm like, if I really want to grow, I gotta continue to grow. Yeah. And I went back, and I had 2 fights in my next event. I had 2 fights in the same day. I had a kickboxing fight, and then I had an MMA fight, and I won both of them.
Damn, dude, what the fuck? 2 fights in a day, shit.
And
you won both of them. That's actually pretty. That's fucking dope. Was the second fight like fucking hard as shit or what?
I was
Were
nervous.
You gassed already?
Yeah. So my first fight, it was crazy. We went full 3 rounds. My foot was swollen from a check from the kickboxing match. I won it. Luckily, went to the judges. I had some good strikes. Shout out to Gash, my opponent. Then my second fight, I was fighting J-Lu, MMA, and I was nervous because my foot was swollen. I could barely walk. I'm like, F it. It's cold. I can't feel my foot. We're getting this done. Last fight of the day. Let's go. And so I'm just prepped, and then we go out there, we touch, I do a little quick touch, and then as soon as I come in, just whamn, I catch him so hard. Yeah. He yelled timeout as he's falling down. I'm like, there's no timeouts. Ref stopped the fight. And I was like,
oh, fuck. So, they just rocked his ass, huh? Fucking ended it quick. That's dope.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, man, what's keeping you motivated, man, through all this? Like, what's keeping you wanting to just do the things you're doing, because it's taking a lot of motivation to keep, get up every day and want to do your clothing line. I know you got a couple kids, what I'm saying? Yeah. So like where's the balance at for you, man? What's keeping you motivated?
It's definitely hard. I mean, sometimes when you see those celebrities talk about mental health, depression, you're kind of like, okay, you have it all, whatever. And it's like, even now, I realize that even, we're all people, and it gets to me too. And I got to sit there and I really have to try to focus my energies on it. I might be feeling down. I might be feeling this, but the regret I might have in the future of not doing what it is that I want, I couldn't think looking back on my life and be like, I wasted 20 years. I wasted 10 years. Yeah. I wasted enough of my life already. Right now, I could either look at my life and be sorry for all the things I haven't accomplished, but you know what? That's time gone. I'm not going to get it back. But what it is that I want now. And so I got to achieve it. I got kids. I got family. And I was very, very down on myself at first. It's hard, getting started off, even as a content creator, whatever it is you do. Sure. It's hard trying to get reassurance, and you think, oh, my friends and family will support me. And then sometimes it's like, oh, let me get this for free. Oh, I'll pay you next time. Oh, this and that. And it's like kind of like, okay, I'm not making any money. Am I really worth doing this? And you have to get out your comfort zone, Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I've had a few times where fighters, different people, like, hey, I've seen the little message you posted, I see what you're doing, or I see something you put on there and it, it helped me out, or I saw that in the time when I wanted. Yeah. And I see other people do that and it motivates me too. So when I do it, and to hear someone else say that, like, hey, I see what you're doing and I'm trying to go and I appreciate everything you do because that's what I want to do. And I don't think I'm doing anything. Yeah. I'm busting my ass every day trying to be the person I want. But instead of imagining I'm doing it, but I'm trying so hard, but I feel like I'm not there and there's so much I want. But then other people just see the drive and then, that's part of it. It's like, okay, let me try to think. Okay, so it's like this. If you ask a dancer why it is that you go to a dance, it's not to go dance at a certain part of the floor. It's not to go interact. It's to go dance. It's for the experience.
Yeah, just the passion of it.
And that's what I'm trying to remember about life, my whole journey. No matter what my journey is, anyone's journey is, it's the journey. It's the experience. It's the people I get to meet, the things I get to do. Yeah. We have these moments in life, and then I try to remember that, and that's what kind of keeps me afloat. Yep. Knowing that.
Yep. So yeah, you mentioned you posting like videos of you saying like motivational speeches and stuff like that. There's been a couple of times where I've seen those and I'll comment on it like, damn, bro, thank you. Like, it's do you think that helps, man? Just like you putting that content out there, does it help for you when you go back and look at it? Especially getting reactions from your friends and family. But personally, does it? Do you feel like, man, I'm speaking what I want and that's what I'm giving out? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that?
Oh yeah, because I feel like with technology these days too. It's very easy to stay in touch with somebody, even if it's a rather quick like, a quick heart, a comment. And sometimes you put yourself out there for a minute because you're like, I just need to let this out. I'm not like the kind of person that's going to go and put my whole life on social media or anything like that. Yeah, definitely not.
For sure.
But it's, if someone in my family, one of my friends sees something and they're feeling some type of way and that helped them out, I mean, that's just as much as, if they were to help me out or if I saw something the same way and it helped me get to that little bump in my day. And it really makes me happy to know that we're all people. Right. There's someone out there that feels just like me. When I'm down, there's somebody else that is down. When I'm up, there's somebody else that is up. And while I'm helping somebody else, there's going to be a time when I'm the one that needs help and someone's going to be there for me. Mm-hmm. And so it's just...
That's true.
Yeah, so did you you do motivational speeches or whatever on YouTube? Because
no, that's like on my Instagram more like my stories.
So
and stuff.
Did you start that like, was it for you, or were you trying to do it at first for just other people, trying to help other people out, or was it kind of like more for you in the beginning?
It's definitely a lot more for me, because it's one of those things where it's like, oh, if you write it down and you say it out loud, then it's like, you know, it's affirmation. You got to make sure that it's coming your way. You can't just think it. You have to live it.
You have to.
So I feel like that's part of the reason why I'm putting it out there. Is I'm feeling this. I want to see it. I'm putting it into action. And, you know, if somebody needs to see this too, then that could be the one thing that they need to get up off their ass to do whatever.
Great. I think that's like the big thing. I think for everybody, man, is like we all have like all these ideas in our heads of like what we want to do or like what we want to be. But most people just don't act on it. They don't do shit. They kind of just go through their day just like normal. Yeah. But like for us, like for you and for us, like we're actually starting to do this. And I think that was part of like the reason why we started this podcast was like I was done talking about it. I wanted to actually do it. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I wanted to fucking like build a future where I'm proud of myself and like I do what I love doing. I don't have to like work some bullshit 9 to 5. Like, you know what I mean? That's like my big motivation. I kind of pretty much like what you were saying is like, man, I want to like live a life without regret, and I want to actually like be happy with what I've accomplished, and I think that's what motivates me just in the future, pretty much like what you were saying. So man, I appreciate like hearing someone else like from a third party like saying that same shit, you know what I mean?
Like I knew it the whole time.
Yeah, right. No, it's just cool to meet like other people like that, man, because I feel like a lot of people just talk, you know, and they're not about action. So I mean, just hearing other people like act or seeing other people actually do it, I'm like, yeah, dude, it inspires me too.
Oh yeah,
like, yeah, dude, for sure. Step. Like it makes me want to like do even more shit, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, man, there's many times where I've been that way where I would just talk about it and not put that action in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one thing I kind of just picked up the last couple of weeks is just having that. You know, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So like you guys are saying, just putting it out on a video or writing it down. You know, you're able to get that in your mind. It becomes a visual thing. You start seeing it through. Yeah. You know?
I struggle with that too. I think I should start writing more shit down more, or making a video of it, so I don't forget. Because I have ideas too, and like I'll forget about it if I don't write it down. So yeah, that's something I should fucking do as well, man. Start writing shit down, man, so I don't forget, or you know what I mean? Like and then it helps project it. You know,
have a bunch of sticky notes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So man, what's your daily life like, man? What you do? What you doing in the daily?
I'm all sorts of stuff. I mean, I have a fun time. I'm a stay-at-home dad. Okay. I'm at the moment. I've been a little bit of a stay-at-home dad because I was bartending for a long time. Been in the industry my whole life. Oh yeah. My girl was a stay-at-home mom, and then when COVID kind of hit, the money situation, bartending isn't always the best because it's very hit or miss, and just at the time when it happened, she got offered a job that had more money that I could guarantee, and because mine was too up and down, hers was guaranteed. I was like, let's switch.
Yeah, I mean, because it's expensive to have daycare nowadays. It's as much as rent, especially if you got a couple kids.
And then
pretty expensive.
Yeah. And then especially what's going on now, dude. I always hear stories about daycares. Like, fucking, I saw a video like a month ago or whatever. Some like daycare, they like closed and they left like one of the like little girls there, like in the dark in the daycare by herself. Like the mom came at the daycare, and everything was shut off, and she just sees her like little daughter just in the dark, just like crying and shit by herself. There's fucking nobody there. Yeah. I saw a video and I'm like, what the fuck?
I can't go through that.
You work at a daycare and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna just leave this kid here, because their mom's not there. I'm gonna just leave it, and just turn off all the lights. Like, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? But I just feel like there's a shit like that going on all the time now. Like, you just hear shit about daycares and people just fucking up. So I'm like, what the? You can't trust these places.
And I got a lot of family members that have kids all around. They're all around the same age, and they hear, "Oh, my daycare just canceled on me. Oh, they're letting me know day of." Like, oh, well, how's that gonna work for you? Your job, you have to work. You can't maybe have childcare. So I've helped out some family watch kids here and there too, and it helps out. So I think that helps myself out. And when I go back to work, it'll be at nighttime.
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. What kind of music you like listening to? It's a big thing we like talking about, man.
Yeah, I hear you guys. I've listened to some of your music choices. I checked them out. Like, all
right. You ever see mine? Because I post a lot on my Instagram, a lot of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you that kind of person where how you're feeling, you listen to that? Do you ever?
Oh, yeah. I definitely get in the feels sometimes. Yeah. And it's good as people. We need to be able to express our emotions in different ways, and not just talking and letting it out, but sometimes when you can feel it and you feel what you're vibing, you become one.
Yeah, that's me. I'm definitely like music is my outlook. You know what I'm saying? That's where I go to when and I'm feeling a certain way. So I'm always constantly posting music, and like I said, I DJ too, so I'm always into music and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff where people come to me like, "Damn, that song was dope!" Like
you don't know,
like you got the music that you can actually just like you can vibe with. If you're feeling that way, you know, like you come to me for anything. You know what I'm saying? So what kind of man? So what's your top five right now, man? What you listening to?
Ooh, all right. So because I do listen to music with my kids a lot too, so I'll throw some of that in there.
So Baby Shark.
No. Ooh man, yeah. Don't say that name. It's gonna get stuck. Definitely Anderson .Paak.
Ooh yeah, Anderson .Paak's a good
man,
one.
like him and them and Silk Sonic too. Oh, it's that good music. I can play it throughout the day, do whatever. I've always been a fan of Schoolboy Q. Dude,
I remember when he was just coming up, dude, in like 2011, 2012, pretty much all TDE, you know,
Yep.
Kendrick and shit. So yeah, dude, I was always listening to Schoolboy Q. I actually heard of Schoolboy Q before Kendrick Lamar.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
same here.
Kendrick Lamar is way bigger.
Same here.
But I remember, you know the song "Hands on the Wheel."
Yeah.
That was the first song I ever heard by him or anybody from TDE, and it blew me away way back in the day. I was like, "Holy shit, bro, this shit's fucking fire, dude!" I fucking love Schoolboy Q.
What's your third one, bro?
Ooh, see.
Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy Q, and then like Anderson .Paak.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I'd have to say my band Deftones right there. I got tattooed.
Is that a local band?
No, they're from Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Dope.
They grew up. They've been around for like 30 years about now. But I got the tattooed because it's the album. My uncle came home one day and he's like, "This is the Deftones White Pony album. I got a tablature book. I bought you a guitar. You're gonna sit down with me. I'm gonna teach you how to play." Mm-hmm. And so that got me into music, all sorts of stuff. But I really feel like Deftones has a wide range of music. They went from kind of more heavier new metal till you can hear the transition. This is like the transitional album, and then they got a little bit more spacey, and their music evolved a lot more with them over time. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they have such a range of music from all their albums. I can choose any album depending on what I'm feeling like, and I'll find something that suits my mood. So that's definitely number 3.
So you mentioned you're in music though. You play the guitar?
Play some guitar, more percussion. I got bongos, congos. I have a didgeridoo, blowing harmonica, a lot of shakers. Yeah,
I've seen some of your content when you're posted. Yeah, it was dope. I was like, all right, you're doing this thing. So yeah, man. Besides music, sports, man. You like sports? You play any sports at all right now? I know they got like adult leagues going on. Anything else besides obviously boxing?
Just fighting. Woo.
Yeah.
No, I want to get into something like that for adults. I know they have a lot of leagues. Oh, excuse me. I don't think I would though, because if I'm too busy with competitions, fighting, and my company, I don't think I'd be able to. But I want to put my kids in some sports.
Yeah.
I'll go watch them.
Yeah, man. Speaking of kids, what kind of sports would you like to see your kids in? I know you got a daughter and a son.
I think she definitely leans a lot more towards soccer, so I want to do that. They're both active, so they're gonna be put in wrestling. Pretty sure. I teach them how to box, so that way.
That's fucking dope. Yeah, it's good skills to have, man. Especially when you're young, dude, because you learn them hella quick. Really good learner, and then by the time like you're our age, whatever. Like, if you have to defend yourself, if someone's coming at you, you can, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And the gloves are heavier, so your hands will be boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
But, like, are you opposed to, like, your son or whatever? Like, if he wanted to play football, like, would you allow him? I know a lot of people now. Because a lot of people now, like, with, just getting injured and concussions and shit like that, like, they don't want their kids playing, like, contact sports, like football or whatever.
Honestly, I kind of feel like it's the best time is when you are a kid, because they always say kids regenerate faster. They're growing, their bones, everything. So, I mean, especially in this day and age, they have so many precautions that they're taking now. Because like you said, it was brought into light. You can get concussions. You can get this. They improve the helmets, improve the padding. And I think, it builds mental toughness, but it's also like the team aspect of it.
Yeah.
Everyone's
camaraderie and shit too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Build social skills. I don't know. That's something like for me, man, like I wish I had. My mom never put me into like football, and like I always wanted to play football. When she put me in, it was like flag football. It was like a flag football league, dude.
She didn't want you to get hurt.
No, like my dad was always like, "Oh, put him into football, like let him play tackle football." My mom never did, dude. So I was kind of like growing up, I was kind of pissed. And then by the time I got into like junior high, everybody always already knew each other, and they've been doing it because they've been in like the private leagues, like the little leagues.
AAU and shit, Pee-wees.
Yeah. And like I never did any of that, so I didn't know anybody, and I didn't have the skills like they already did, so I always got overlooked, man. But I was a baller.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer too, bro. I didn't start playing Pee-wees till like the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? So I was like already older, and yeah, man, it was a roller coaster all the way up until I quit, I guess, because I got good at playing receiver. And stuff like that, but I wanted to be a QB. I just didn't have. I had the height, I had the speed, and I had a little
dude,
arm.
You could have been a mobile QB,
But
bro.
I didn't have the IQ, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the
IQ?
smartest dude.
Is that-
IQ, I wasn't
yeah,
smart,
yeah.
bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
That's
couldn't
all
pick
right,
up the
man.
plays. I think it's like sometimes it was hard for me to get the snap. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just so nervous, intense all the time. I just never
maybe it wasn't your IQ. Maybe it was just being nervous. You know, kind of like
skill level.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean,
it was.
maybe you just didn't put in enough time or whatever. Like if you put in more time or just kept with it,
Yep.
Yeah.
over time you would have learned it. You would have calmed down, and you know, it'd have been like second nature for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Did you play football?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What position were you?
From like middle school and younger, I was always the wide receiver because I was a little bit
You got
skinnier
hands?
and I was always fast. Oh yeah, yeah. My 8th grade year, I didn't drop a single pass. If it touched my hands, I caught it. I was like,
Quick, too.
And then in high school, it's like all of a sudden everybody's 3 times because you know when you're younger, it's weight class and then this and that. So
Yeah.
the taller guys are obviously heavier and it's all separated. And then you get to high school, I'm like, damn, can I get some of your height? Shit.
Yeah.
Like, nope, you're running back. And I loved it. I love hitting people. I'll go head on. I don't try to juke.
Yeah.
I'll just oof. But yeah,
Yeah.
I play football, all sorts of other sports. Ran track, basketball.
I played all kinds of sports too. I think my main 2 were baseball and football. Like even though I didn't really play contact football, but I loved just playing football with friends and shit and flag football, whatever. But like in football, dude, I always wanted to be a running back. Like on offense, dude, I was quick and shit. And like I just love fucking juking people and like seeing. I always saw like holes and shit, and I just run through them. And I just saw like a lane, and like I felt like I was hella good. And then on defense, dude, I just wanted to be like a middle linebacker or like a safety.
Hell yeah.
Just, you know, because I guess of Earl Thomas was like my favorite player when we had him, man, on the
Boston.
Seahawks. Yeah, he was my dude. But yeah, dude. As for that, like those were like my 2 positions. And then on baseball, man, I felt like I should have stayed with baseball.
You play that in high school too?
I didn't play it in high school, man. By the time I got into high school, I was kind of like just done with sports. I started smoking weed, hanging around with fucking wrong ass people, just not doing shit. You know what I mean? And I was also depressed and shit too, so I didn't have that drive. But like baseball, man, I was hella good. Like I could catch with both hands. Like I actually throw with my left hand. But like growing up, my mom didn't even buy me the right glove. She had like a right glove or a left glove or whatever, so I had to throw with my right hand.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was using the wrong like hand for most of the time I was playing baseball. And I was still killing it. But yeah, dude, I was hella good at baseball, man. I felt like I could have did something with that.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah. I played
not baseball.
I played baseball too. I started baseball in 8th
baseball is
grade.
super fun to play, man. It's boring to watch, but it's super fun to play.
It
dude.
is. That's the time when I was watching it back in like 2010 or something like that. I was like actually watching baseball.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's just you can't, so many damn games, you know. It's like
Too
it's
many,
crazy. But yeah, man, I play baseball. I'm right-handed, but I swing left. So I used to be called the next Ken Griffey. You know, I used to try to practice that stance and shit that he used to do. I played right field too. You know what I'm saying? So like I had
Got
everything.
the Mariners hat on.
Got the Mariners hat. You know, Skillet Boyz on the back. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
That's funny. I always try to be like Ichiro.
Ichiro?
Every time I
Yeah,
go up to
yeah,
bat,
yeah.
he'd always like do the tuck. Yeah, the tuck. So I like do the same shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, that was my
I
guy.
feel like that was around the time too where everybody wanted to wear all like the cool like pads and long sleeves
Yeah,
and
right.
wristbands and stuff like that. But yeah, when Ichiro had that little like knee pad or not elbow pad, that was pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing and shit. Like
Yeah,
that.
just
swing it around.
and then, I don't know, man. Like I don't even know how he started that, but it looked cool, man, when he did it.
Yeah, man, that goes in a topic right here, man. So, sports, man. What you watching? What you like?
Oof. I don't really watch too much. Watch a little bit of MMA. If I can, I'll catch a little bit of football here and there. I don't watch a whole lot, although I am a Steelers fan. Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Well, you guys just picked up a good one. I think it was yesterday, right? You guys
Oh, the
picked up a good-
QB or whatever?
Juju Schuster.
He's already on the Steelers, dude.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. He got
got
traded.
released?
He got traded.
To where?
He's on the Chiefs now. He signed a
No
1-year
shit,
contract.
he's on the Chiefs,
He signed a
bro,
1-year
with-
contract
with
the
Mahomes?
Chiefs. With Mahomes, man.
And fucking Kelsey.
They already got a crazy
what's the other dude? The other receiver.
cheetah dude.
Yeah, dude. The cheetah dude.
Oh,
fucking,
man.
Yo, they
They're about to come
Tyreek-
out killing.
Damn, dude, that's
Tyreek-
crazy, man.
Tyreek
He
Hill.
went to the Chiefs, bro. That's like Kevin Durant going to Golden State Warriors, bro. It's like they're already a good ass team, and then you just go there trying to get that cheap ring.
It's not fair. All the players are
crazy.
maxed out stats. You're like, man.
It's all right, man. You could be the Seahawks, dude. That's getting rid of Wilson.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like who the
man.
fuck? Like, what are we gonna do? Who the fuck do we have now? Like, we're nothing.
Right.
We're
You
nothing.
because like the running game's all right, not too crazy. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
They haven't signed nobody yet. I mean, I think they're just
We
signing
got Drew Lock from the
cornerback.
Broncos, dude, but he's probably a second
It's like a
second
D,
string,
a D plus.
Yeah, he's like a
rating.
second string player. You know, he's like a
C-
backup
C
QB.
minus.
You know,
Right.
right? So it's I don't know. We should go after like Baker Mayfield or Gardner Minshew. I mean, they're not like great, but I mean they're better than what we have now. So
Yeah, because I know Baker Mayfield is trying to get traded too, so there might be something there where they can give a pick or something, you know, a couple picks and
yeah, we got some
Baker.
picks to give now. Fuck.
Because the Seahawks are not good at picking people, you know.
Yeah, we haven't
especially
been
in
for
the
a bit.
first couple rounds.
Yeah,
so.
dude, we haven't been for a bit since like 2014 or whatever when we won our Super Bowl. You know.
I mean, we
Like,
get like
we've
one or two. Like obviously got DK.
Yeah,
you know.
DK was a steal, but I mean, other than that, it's like who?
Yeah.
Who else? You know.
Yeah, a couple of the running backs I thought they were going to be good. They got a couple first, second rounders.
I don't
in the last
even
couple
think
years, and they
any
weren't.
team should be drafting running backs, dude. It feels like every team that gets a running or like new running backs coming out, man, they're always injury prone, dude. It's like every year they're just getting injured.
You gotta get big, man.
I mean, some of these guys are big. I think
Yeah.
it's just being a running back, dude. You're just getting hit every
tall.
play. Yeah, you're getting hit every play,
No,
dude.
not everyone could be a Le'Veon Bell. No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who was it? My favorite was a old Chargers player when they were San Diego Chargers.
LaDainian.
Damian Thomason.
Yeah, where he was like 5'6". Not Darryl Sproles.
Yeah, Darren Sproles is.
Darren
He's
Sproles,
also 5'6".
He played for the Eagles too. Did he play?
And the
play for-
Chargers, I
Did
believe.
he play for the Chargers?
I remember he'd hold the ball and his bicep was like, bam! I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
These running
Yeah.
backs got some big ass arms, and it's like, why you got big arms, bro? You need some big legs.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely different, man. But man, yeah, what do you like to eat, man? What's your you eat out a lot, or you eat in?
I cook some. So I was pickier growing up. So now that I'm older, I experiment with a lot of spices. And and last night I made
really?
this dish that was just killer, man. Oof.
Speak on it.
So yeah, so I just boiled some regular pasta. Just plain, right? I was playing. So I got the chicken, obviously diced it up. I seasoned it, and I probably use sage, paprika, chili flakes. The pepper. I don't use a lot of salt or celery salt too much because I prefer to use a lot more spices. I'm very pepper heavy. When I make my kids eggs, they'll get like 15 cracks.
I love pepper too, and garlic. Gotta have
dude, I fucking
garlic,
Right.
man. You gotta have garlic. Yeah, I love it.
So I season that and some turmeric and shit, mix it up, and then I like to use a little bit of butter and coconut oil with the olive oil when I cook some of my food. I don't know, I like to blend the flavors together, and that with a whole bunch of different veggies. And once I toasted it up, ooh man, I put it with my pasta because I like my dinners to be very flavorful because I do boring meals during the day. Try to stay healthier for fighting and whatnot. Get a lot of handful of greens, veggies, put it in a blender, smoothie, drink it. That's nasty, but yeah,
But it's healthy though, right?
exactly.
So,
What's your smoothie content? What do you put in there? You got
I like to do one banana. Sometimes there's a couple extra apples my kids didn't eat when I sliced it up. I'll toss it in there. I do frozen berries. Probably at least 3 handfuls of a super greens mix with kale, arugula, spinach, and some baby greens. I'll try to throw some carrots in there, some radishes because it helps me with some heartburn. I have a little maca powder I toss in there too. And then I just mix it with a little bit of water, and that's it. Straight blended, and bam.
did you learn all this shit by yourself, or did you just talking to other fighters and guys you're training with? Do you get diet tips and shit from them?
I do get some diet tips from them. The ones I do, I feel like I try to do it a little bit more to my body because I know that when you eat a lot more greens or a lot more vegetables, it increases the blood flow in your body. And so I do that myself, but I have a handful of different books that have smoothies I've tried. I like, the smoothies that are delicious and they're sweeter, but I prefer just raw, straight to the thing. All my veggies are almost all eaten raw too. So I do it like that. But one day I do plan on, by the end of this year, being personal trainer certified. That's part of some of my goals with what I'm doing. So, nutrition is going to have to be a big part of that. So I've been reading.
That's fucking dope.
You just mentioned greens help blood flow, and I'm only speaking to this because I have high blood pressure. What is something you can recommend me, man, to help keep that low? Because obviously I'm gonna start eating greens because that's something I need to do. Now I think about it, I don't really eat that many green things besides broccoli.
No, broccoli, like I said, the Power Greens box you could get is definitely killer because you could have it as a salad. You can mix it with whatever.
Power greens?
Yeah, so that's with the baby greens, spinach, arugula, kale, and I think one other thing, and then you can just grab a handful and blam. And it definitely helps a lot more because when you eat more red meats, even leaner meats, sometimes some of the stuff I've read up on and whatnot, it'll make the blood a little thicker. And when you eat more veggies, it helps with the more oxygen is allowed inside of each red blood cell. So then that way when you're going and you're walking, it'll help smooth it out. And eventually having a little bit more of a higher a higher vegetable diet, it'll also help kind of unclog your arteries, take down your cholesterol, regulate your blood flow. I mean, when I notice when I do it, I don't always like it, but I feel so much better. But if I eat a lot more meat, I definitely feel more sluggish, this and that. When I eat a lot of my greens and it's predominantly fruits and veggies, I just...
Do you feel like you have more energy and shit? Like when you wake up, you know, or just throughout the day, like you just have a lot more energy. You don't feel so like fucking... What's the word? Like after you drink like an energy
lethargic,
drink?
whatever.
Or just after you drink like crash.
Yeah,
you don't
crash,
get like crashed later in the day or anything.
And when I eat healthier, it's like I don't need coffee. I don't need anything else. I'm just going. I don't need to take a nap here and there.
Yeah, that's good. So do you nap? Do you nap at all?
Yeah. So I definitely use my time with my kids. I'll be like, hey, it's quiet time. But not all the time. Sometimes, most of the time when they take naps, I try to get stuff done. Being, a stay-at-home father, I only have so much time, and having a family, when my girl comes home, I have to give her time too. So I try to regulate my time, and when they sleep is definitely when I try to get a bulk of my stuff, whether it's orders, video editing, this and that. So then that way I try to give time to every aspect of my life. So instead of cramming everything at once, I just do a little bit each day, and it all works out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So are you into fashion? Because I know you like make clothes and stuff. Like, are you into fashion?
A little bit here and there.
You go thrifting at all?
My Dior.
Yeah. Actually, oh no, what were you gonna say?
No, I was like, do you like thrift at all or anything like that? Because I've gone into thrifting. I don't mind going to Goodwill and Value Village and pick up a pair of pants or a couple shirts here and there. Jackets is a big thing for me. I like shopping for jackets.
They're expensive too.
Yeah, found a couple North Faces at the Goodwill here, man. They wanted $20 a piece and they look brand new. 2 of them. I was like, what?
No shit.
Yeah,
okay.
So
actually, well, what kind of like shit are you into, like fashion wise? Because I know, what's that place they have, that throwback place that they have like the throwback jerseys and shit.
I heard about that place.
I pass it all the time.
Scorpion Vintage right here. There's another one too. Down here.
It was talking about the other one. Yeah.
So that's another thing I want to know. Like, like I said, Tacoma is just known for just the vintage wear. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of vintage places right here, right down the street from where I live, off of 6th Avenue.
Yeah, are you into that kind of shit? Or
I'm down. Yeah, there's throwback, and then there's throwback in the garbage. No,
yeah.
No, I have no problem. One man's trash is another man's treasure. And sometimes that stuff isn't even really used. Sometimes people have it. I've gotten stuff with tags on them. I'll go to Goodwill, Burlington Coat Factory, Ross, this and that. For my kids, I feel like I try to get them a little bit nicer stuff. So I try to stick more like Burlington, Ross, and whatnot.
Target.
Yeah, if I can. Yeah, that's like almost out the price range.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
But I have no problem at all. The clothes are clothes, and as long as they're in good condition, they have good wear. I mean, I take generally good care of my stuff, so it lasts.
There you go. Yeah, the clothing line, bro. So what you got on, man?
So I make all my own stuff. Heck yeah. I draw all my own stuff. I got bandanas and it has a logo I drew on there. I make my own buttons, my own pins. I hand make keychains. I get a big piece of wood. I actually cut Z's out individually, hand sand them, hand paint them, hydro dip them. I do all of it myself. And I just continually grow. I help a couple fighters, but the Zuel Clothing brand is helping create affordable clothing for up and comers. Because Zuel is, hard work, determination, grit. It's showing you could do whatever the hell it is you want, and I want to try to share that with everybody else. I'm tired of getting screwed off by all these big companies or people that are just trying to take a huge profit of it.
Yeah, man, there's very reasonable prices. When I hit you up, that's how I started talking to you again. I hit you about your clothing line.
$10.
Yeah, $10 for
the shirt he's wearing.
What if like someone wanted like a bucket hat?
All my hats usually go for $20. I think the bucket hats I might go for $15.
Okay.
No, see, that's fucking cheap though. You know what I mean? Like compared to
give me one, bro.
All these, that bucket hat's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, give me. I'll do a black or like if you got like a camouflage or something hard,
right.
maybe some vibrant color, something bright, something dope. But yeah, man. With that said, man, when he pulled up, man, he gave us some gifts, man.
He hooked us up with some.
Yo, this is dope.
Mine up, but yeah, look at that, man. Look at the bandana.
Yeah.
Check at that.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking sick, right? Bro. So
I'm gonna put this in the back pocket, man. Look like a gangbanger, bro. No, this is dope. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. We appreciate the gifts, dude. You came through our first guest, and he's already gave us some gifts. I'm like, fuck, dude. I didn't expect that, man. I really
appreciate that, man. You're making us setting the standard here. So anybody comes on the show, man, we expect gifts.
Right, you bring gifts. When you go to someone's place, you bring them a gift.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm wearing some.
We got the pins too.
Some pins too. Yeah, little pins on here. Some Zuel ones. It's pretty dope, man. But I have a question about this, man. Where'd you get this made at?
So I actually found that from a guy on Instagram. I was trying to figure some stuff out. I didn't want to necessarily do something that everyone else is doing. So then he was actually a guy, when he's based out of Canada, he started making bandanas. His name is Bandana Canada.
Okay.
And so he does bulk orders. So he'll do like Blink Paisley or whatever. He'll send them in bulk, or he'll do custom orders because he has access to all that because that's where he works at. So he gets you a deal and then he makes money off it. So I was like, okay, shit, bet. And so the more you get, obviously, you get for a cheaper price. So I kept waiting and waiting, and eventually I had like, because everything I had was built up over probably like 2 years now.
Okay.
And I dropped, I think, like almost $200 something, and I got a big ass box, so I was set for at least a year.
Yep.
And that's how I got it. It's one-sided now. He does a lot more. They're double-sided. He has little tags on them that he puts. He does big banners now. He creates all sorts. I think he does custom sewn merch, so like you can get a bunch of bandanas and then he'll sew it into a clothing for you.
Dude, that's dope. I'm about to hit the dude up.
Yeah, what, Canada bandana?
Canada bandana.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, man, plug your website, man.
Oh, so it's Zuel-world.com. And that's where you'll find my merchandise, everything I make, the latest updates on some of my stuff. You'll start to see them as they come out. The goal is up here with the start of summer. Excuse me. I'm going to start releasing clothing every single season. I have already a whole list set to go. So then that way, instead of me trying to come up with what's this, what's that, it's all set in stone. I know what I'm doing. Some of it's going to stay on the website and in person. Some of it's only going to be seasonal. So once the season's done, it's going away. You're not going to get it till next season. And then, Zuel_Buddy V. That's my Instagram. That's where you'll find a lot more of like the deals. So that way you see kind of the daily life of everything, the growth of Zuel and as me as a person. But that's where I usually target a lot of my sweepstakes, because I've only done 2 of them so far, but I'm gonna do a 3rd one here soon.
See, that's smart, man. You're doing advertising too, man. So you're a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're staying home dad, but you're an entrepreneur. You know
Yeah, you're still doing shit. It's not like you're just sitting at home.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're not just watching kids, like, but you're actually being proactive. You know, you're training for fights. You're doing shit with the Zuel clothing line.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, so I was just curious, like, what was kind of like your inspiration just for your clothing brand? Like, what are you trying to like emulate, like a certain type of style or anything like that? And like,
Good question.
What kind of clothing brands like did inspired you?
So Zuel actually started with me, my twin uncles, Dwayne and Jason, or Jason and Dwayne, whichever one you want to say, so I don't get mad who I said first. And then my brother Stuart. So we always were talking about doing stuff. My brother Stuart blows glass, and we're like, I'm trying to always create a company. I tried doing a skate company once, and so part of it as well was my last name, Valenzuela. So VALENZUELA. And I was like, that's perfect, because in that way, as the company grows, my hope is that I get enough notoriety to where if someone in my family wants to create their own brand, their own this and that, do whatever they want, they can use my company, my name. I'm not going to put work in for them. They have to use their own work. But then I build a platform that they can use to access their dreams as well, and help other people grow too. And so from there, I had the skate company. I had a handful of skateboards made. I had some stickers. I have business cards, and someone broke in my car and stole all my shit.
Damn.
And so I got bummed out. I
was unmotivated with that. Yeah.
So then when I came back to it like a year later, I was like, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to start doing what I want. And I really got into clothing, and I was thinking like, I want to follow a certain type of fashion, a certain type of style. And then as I started growing and I started learning more about, about my culture, my people, because I've always been into that, I was like, I started following other people on Instagram, and they're doing what they love, and they seem happy. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for what I want. So if I like this, I'm going to do it this way. If I want it that way, I'm going to do it that way. If this shirt's going to be graffiti, it's going to be graffiti. If this one I want to look Aztec, it's going to look Aztec. So from there, I was like, you know what? I like people's styles, but I'm going to combine whatever it is I like to make it mine. Make it mine. It's unique. So in that way, I'm a genuine person. What you see is what you get with me. I don't talk behind people's backs. I say stuff to their face. I feel like that's like with my company. It's up front. I create things for a reason. The Jaguar is based off both the Mayan god El and then the Aztec god Tezcatlipoca, because they both transformed. They tattooed their skin completely black, but I rendered it with a gray fur instead of a black fur and switched it with the spots, because then they were these gods, and then when they transformed into their animals, they were jaguars. So I'm incorporating my people, my culture into my artwork and what it is that I do. So I stay true to myself no matter what. So I think as I grow and I learn about my people, it's just going to continue to inspire the rest of my line, everything else.
Yeah, dude. No, I think you can definitely see it too. It definitely has that like West Coast, like Southern Cali feel, man. And I love that
Chicano
shit.
Chicano vibe,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I represent my brown people too, man. So that's what's up. I got Dickies for a reason, man, you know what I'm saying? So,
Dickies is fucking is hella popular, dude, with Mexican community.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just growing up, my dad's Mexican, so growing up, man, he's always repping Dickies and shit. But like, my dad grew up in Southern California, like on the border I don't know. It's this place called El Centro.
Okay.
El Centro. It's in like the middle of Southern California, just right on the border. But yeah, he used to like cross, and then he lived in Mexico for a little bit, so he used to cross the border every day to go to school. When he was like in second grade, bro, like him and his brother. Yeah, but like he just has like a super West Coast, like Southern West Coast Mexican, fucking style. And I think that's kind of like what I grew up with, so I kind of wear like that shit too, a little bit, like not that much, but I mean I got like the Levi's and. This is an only members jacket.
I see that members only. I looked at that. I was popped up. We're talking about clothes.
Like,
I was like, oh,
looking
changed up
like
today.
my dad's got the same one. He's got a white one, and he showed me, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking fresh, bro. You should give me one. He's like, yeah, I'll get you one. So I'm repping it, but he's got that same style too. So when I seen your clothing brand, I'm like, dude, that's fucking dope, bro. Like I definitely want to get like a shirt and a bucket hat, bro, because that fits me as well.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. I was born in Lakewood, but my family is originally from SoCal, Montebello, Boyle Heights, East Los, and then my grandfather's from Texas down south, and so it's like, yeah, I don't know. I grew up around that and flew down a bunch, and that's my style.
Wait, so I want to ask you too, like, what specifically is your nationality? Like,
I'm Chicano. I'm Mexican American. Yeah, right. So like, my mom's mostly they were Mexican and native, and then I never knew my father, so I've just been Chicano my whole life.
So I was curious, like, have you ever been to Texas? You said
no, I've never been to Texas yet.
Okay, but you have family that lives in Texas?
Yeah, my grandfather's side. I've been to California though.
Okay, so have you met him, like in person and shit? Because I know your grandfather, whatever, that lives.
Oh
in
yeah. He's up here. Him and my dad.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I'm asking all this because I have family that like grew up in California on the West Coast, and then I have family like who grew up in Texas. And
so we might be related. No,
I'm just saying because I think there's like a huge difference, like cultural wise, between like West Coast Mexicans or Hispanic, Chicanos, and like Texas Chicanos and shit like that. Yeah. I was just curious if like you saw that too, like the difference between the like the cultures and shit. Because like in Texas, you get more like that country vibe. You got dudes wearing like the cowboy hats and then the boots and shit like that. Yeah. You got the belts with the belt buckles, and they're more like listening to like country, like just regular, like what do you call it? Like the shit you hear in like Mexican radio.
Yeah.
I don't know the kind of music, but then on like the West Coast, you got more like dudes like just wearing the Dickies, the Converse and shit like that. So there's like a culture. There's like a cultural like divide, I guess, between them. They wear different kinds of shit. They listen to like different kinds of music.
The food is different. For sure.
Yeah.
Spicier.
Tex-Mex is different from like West Coast. Like taco trucks and shit like that.
Oh yeah, my grandpa definitely makes more spicy food.
Yeah. I was just curious, like if you like saw that too, because I know like for me, growing up on the West Coast and shit like that, going to California all the time, and then when like some of my family moved to Texas, and I lived in Houston for a year. And just eating all their food and shit. Like I felt like Mexicans were different over there than they were over here.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I kind of like California better than Texas. Like culturally. Yeah, I feel like they got better food, but I don't know. I was just
I would just judge it by the food.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who's got better food, boy?
If you got better food, that's what I'm rolling with for sure. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting. I definitely grew up a lot more, like I said, with West Coast, Cali. So seeing that, I definitely understand it. My grandpa has a little bit of a different, but he's definitely... It's funny, he listens a lot more Pink Floyd. He did that growing up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But when I went to, like, our family, for, like, his family when they came up here, too, it's, I don't know. I mean, the only way I could describe the households in from both sides of the family were just Mexican, I guess, Mm-hmm. They had the Virgin Mary, the crosses everywhere, fresh tortillas, presses, and stuff, so...
Yeah, those things don't change, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely certain shit that just doesn't change, no matter where you go. But I just feel like there's other shit as well, like just small shit that maybe I noticed. Like I just have family that lives in like San Antonio too, and I felt like they were just like really conservative.
Yeah.
And they were also like just more like what do you call it? Like established. Like some of them worked for the government and shit like that. And then I got family in California, and maybe they're just doing their own shit. Like my dad. They were kind of like poor, and my dad joined a gang and shit like that. So I don't know. I just felt like there was kind of like a cultural divide between like everybody I saw. So
I learned more about like you feel the difference real quick between the Mexicans from Mexico and the Mexicans from America.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel the difference is. Mm-hmm. So it's I learned that real quick. It's just interesting. I feel like it definitely there is a lot bigger difference when I've met people I've met from Texas, the Mexicans that I've met from Texas. Mm-hmm. But for my family, I just don't think I ever really could see a huge difference.
I guess because it's your family, So you probably you're like, nah, it's just how they are,
Yeah.
But
accepting who they are, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, man. So outside of these things that you got going on, these major hobbies you got going on, what are some other things you do in your life? Do you skateboard or anything?
Yeah, actually, I do skate. I have a lot of fun with that. I feel like it's a nice escape. That's why it was one of those things where I never wanted to try to go pro or anything. It was just I loved it for what it was. So when I got the time to enjoy it, I enjoy it for what it is. When I'm skating, it's just I'm in another world. I'm a different person, and there's different styles to it. You know, sometimes I just want to cruise, have fun, go through some hills. Sometimes I want to go hard. I'm angry. I want to thrash and just get some moves in. My favorite one is I go right up to the very top of the mini ramp or whatever. It's nothing too crazy high. Grab my board and I go to do a plant, and I just come all the way back, plant my hand almost like a McTwist, and then come right into it, and it's insane.
So I guess you're more like a vert skater, or are you street
Actually,
skater?
no, a lot more street. Like mini ramps, probably some of the biggest ones I've hit. I've done a couple big vert things, but it's just not my style.
No, you're more street guy.
Man, dropping in ain't no joke for me. Like, I used to skate too, and dropping in was pretty hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I would go to the Foss, got a little skate ramp over there. I used to do that all the time because I liked vert, but I just knew I just had fears and shit like that. So I definitely was more street. But yeah, man.
No, I skated a little bit too. Like, I never really got good at it, man. To be honest, skateboarding is pretty hard, man. If anybody never tried,
Yeah,
it is.
It's pretty hard, especially street skating, man. You got to be really good with your feet and then how to flick the board. Like, I never got down like any tricks, man. I tried doing. I was close to doing heel flips and shit, but just never really got it down. I guess I never really took the time to do it. But like, I always just love. I was more of a vert skater. Like, I just love vert skating, man. So I just like hit up the skate park, and like I'd be always dropping in. Like, I started when I was a little kid, dropping in, and like I would just be skating the half pipe, trying to do some shit like that. Yeah. Never really got good at it, like I said, because I mean it's always rainy and cold and shit out here. So I mean, when you want to skate a skate park, it's kind of hard, especially if it's like made out of wood. You're always fucking slipping and sliding and shit. So for me, I never really got good at it, man. But like, yeah, I was definitely like, if I were to do it again, like I would just be doing like skate parks and shit like that.
Yeah, and there's dudes that have books of tricks, and I know what I know I'm good at, but I can't go out and play. Like, I play games of skate sometimes, but guys like, okay, we do this in this variation, this and that variation, this. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna lose.
Like, I'll do a grind. Like, I'm not gonna do no crazy one, nose plant grind, whatever, stuff like that, 50-50 or all that. But yeah, man. So did you ever like stop skating, or were you always skating throughout these years?
Yeah, I've just kind of taken it on and off. Like, I skated when I was younger too. When I first moved to Tacoma, I stopped skating for a while, kind of did my thing, and then as I got a little older, I got back into it. Probably like, because I didn't skate really at all throughout high school. I don't think, not a whole lot. No, not really. Just doing too much other stuff, getting in trouble.
Yeah, you were definitely getting in trouble with the girls, all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, but. Now it's like I skate here and there. There was a time afterwards where I was skating hard at a few skate parks downtown. It's off my YouTube now, but I had a skate video I edited with a few of my friends. I did a couple different ones. I actually almost was going to sponsor a skater, part of my company. I want to sponsor a few people eventually. And so I was thinking maybe one fighter, one skater, one musician or something. And I don't know.
So that's something you're seeing, man? You want to sponsor some people?
Yeah, I want to be able to give back.
I think that's a move too, man.
Yeah, that's good.
It's also going to get your name out there too.
Yeah,
and it's that way. It's like I have one person for all the stuff that I enjoy too, so I can relate. I'm not gonna go try to. I'm gonna sponsor some person in this whatever I don't know anything about. No, everyone that I want to do something with or I want to be involved with is all somewhat of my interests, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm not sitting here just trying to make a money grab or anything like that. So,
I feel like a lot of like companies do that too. Like, they don't know shit about like maybe a subject or like a sport or whatever, and they just sponsor somebody. Like, they're just like, fuck it, like, you're decent, I guess. Like, this guy says you're decent,
right? Sign the contract.
Like, we'll give you some money or some gear and some money, whatever. Just wear our shit, right? And like, there's no passion behind it,
No, yeah, and that's what part of it is. Like I always say with Zuel, hard work, grit, determination, If you really want it, you'll take it. If someone's out there and they want to be a professional skateboarder, they'll be putting the hours in. Someone wants to be a big-time artist, they'll be making music every day, drawing every single day, doing whatever. I mean, you got to put the work in, right?
So, so how's like, I guess the skating scene out here, man, and like competition-wise, like, is there a lot of like events going or anything like that for skateboarding out here?
Competition-wise, I wouldn't know now. I did competitions when I was younger, but there's definitely a lot of stuff from the Grit City Grindhouse downtown. They do a lot of stuff around town. They hosted Go Skate Day for a few different years. They host events all around downtown over there. They set it up right there. They have little mini fun competitions, giveaways.
Here in Tacoma or Seattle?
Tacoma.
Okay.
That's right up by PSP Pizza and McMinimans. It's like
Okay.
right
Yeah.
there. And there's a lot of like, there's like 2 Foot Skate Shop, all aboard over in Puyallup. So it's pretty killer. It's some decent people in the scene. The weather's the only thing that sucks because half the stuff's outside.
Sure. Yeah.
It's raining.
I know we need more indoor shit.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So I was just curious. Like, I guess is mainly like the scene just like a bunch of dudes like posting videos of just them skating, you know, busting out tricks, whatever, or is it like, you know what I mean? Like, or is it like more events and shit, like where people just come and they fucking skate and like do other shit, like for sponsoring? I was just curious about like that.
So
like, how would that
when
work?
I go to sponsoring, I'll probably go to some competitions. But since I skate, I'll probably take some time to go around to every park every day, skate, go about a couple people, just talk to them. I have a handful of friends that still skate, so I'll probably talk to a few of them. But with COVID, you know, and the competitions and everything else, I see a lot more people posting content when I go out there, just trying to record tricks. And I mean, that is what it is for right now. And that's how a lot of people get big. It's, you know, you could try 100 times as long as you get that one time on camera.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I don't know, that'd be something cool though in the future, like to actually maybe throw an event or some shit like that, you know, kind of get skaters around here, kind of just throw a little competition, whatever.
I'd be down.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking dope, because I've always been into skateboarding too. I just never been good at it, but that's something too. But I was just curious too, because you've been, how long have you been skating? Like, when did you start
on and
skating?
off. I started skating when I was younger. I skated probably till like 13, 14, stopped for a few years and picked it back up when I was about 18.
Did you ever skate that indoor skate park at the BNI? You remember that?
Oh, yeah, that thing was insane.
I remember that as a little kid.
Oh my goodness.
I remember that as a little kid, dude. And I was never old enough to skate it, but I remember going inside and always seeing it. I'm like, dude, that looks so fucking fun, bro. But I never skated that shit, so I was just curious if you ever did or anything like that.
No, same situation. I saw it. I didn't skate it.
Man, the BNI is no joke, man. A lot of people go there. You know. That's
I haven't been there in years, though, man.
Spanish community for sure.
It's fucking dope, yeah, dude.
It's like the new swap meet, because the swap meet
pretty
closed
much,
down.
yeah. Dude, oh my god, I remember the fucking swap meet, bro. They tore that shit down and just built a big ass warehouse, ugly ass fucking warehouse and shit.
That's where my girl was working for a bit. When I first started meeting her, when she worked at my work at the time, she was working at the swap meet, and I remember I'd go over there, take her at lunch once or twice.
Yeah, dude, swap meet was dope, dude. I remember.
What's the corn with the cajada? What's that cheese called? I like to get the corn. I like the corn.
Oh, the crumble cheese. I forgot.
The mayonnaise and the paprika, man. That's
you like that?
Shit. Yeah, I love that shit.
I never liked corn, so I never ate it. I just
put some hot Cheetos on it.
Right.
But that's like a fucking staple, bro.
Yeah.
But I just never ate it, man. I never got into corn, bro. That's one of those things like I hate. It's corn.
I got a question, man. So, what are some future goals for you?
Oh man, the future goals are be able to create a platform, you know, big enough to where my family can use it or people that I know can use it to be able to grow themselves as well. Funny enough, you talk about hosting a skating competition. I actually had one guy I was talking to, but he kind of ghosted me. But I'm trying to eventually throw a mini festival where I could get some people that have local shops, local food vendors, whatever, to come out. And you see a lot more of it popping up now, but I actually want to be able to throw my own, have live music and maybe 2-day thing. And one day it's this set of music, one day it's this set of music. And being with fighters, I'd be able to set up a cage, hopefully, and maybe each day host a couple fights. So it's like just having an all around fun time.
Would you be down to do like for that festival, like hold like a little car show too? Because my dad, he's a part of a car club, Blacktop Rebels. And I think like before the pandemic, every year they kind of like hosted like the hilltop thing every summer or whatever, and they had like I forgot, it was like the Hilltop Festival, but then they had like a car show was like half of it.
Yeah.
And they were like the host of it. So I was just curious.
That'd be dope. Yeah, you gotta have that out there. I'm saying we could definitely start something. You know, I think
lowrider scene.
Yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's maybe get a host event. You know, see what we got to do to get that even going. You know, have the paperwork and probably
get some permits and shit.
Permits. And,
and it's different for each one. You know, permits depending on for the food, permits for the selling licenses, permits to be able to operate on the space. You're gonna have to require. You know,
it's gonna take some time, but yeah, it's a good thought. You know what I'm saying? It's good to manifest.
It'd be fun, and then
you know
location too and shit. Like depending on where we do it.
See, and it's funny because I know some people are like, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that out loud. Someone's going to steal your idea. Someone could.
But a lot of people are not going to put the effort in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Say whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't put that effort in. That doesn't, you know, a lot of people are doing these same things that he's doing, you know, but they're not putting that effort in. So it's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's just good to get it out there because, you know, we're not being greedy with it. You know, we want people to succeed. If somebody else takes this idea, cool. Hopefully we can be a part of it too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And some people, they have money, they buy this stuff, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and they sit on, it starts collecting dust. I got half of what some of the people what I'm doing with. I have half of it. I'm creating stuff without a duct tape with my hands, boxes. It's ghetto as hell, but I make it work, and it works just as good for me.
Well, I think even like if people were to steal like your idea, it's like they have an idea of like how it should be done. So even if they do steal your idea, it's gonna be
not fully your idea.
It's not gonna be like you're gonna want to like have it a specific way, do certain shit, and make it your own, and somebody won't like do exactly what you're gonna do. So it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? You might have like a better like concept of like what you want going on, and they might just be doing some random ass like generic shit.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So off camera, you're talking about a magazine that you're going to be in. We didn't talk about this, so let's bring this up.
Oh, yeah.
Overtime Hustlin' magazine. Shout out to Overtime Hustlin'.
Overtime.
So yeah, I got a feature on their magazine. They went out to Virginia and I flew out there. They feature all sorts of people. Like one of them is they had they had Dub Baby in one of their magazines before he even blew up.
Shit.
And a lot of the artists that they feature in there have been famous, are going to be famous. They're
Up and
involved
coming.
with all sorts of people, and it's known all around. They have someone in Alaska that does like Cuzzo with his overtime reactions. They got Freeze's Christ doing Winging It. They have Turf Tales. They have like SK Derida, who's on there. He's got his own mixtape that dropped in the magazine. He's been doing it for years, and he has his own website, features, and he goes all over the place. I mean, yeah, shout out to Suge.
Should.
But I'm excited. I have it has all my information in there. And we'll see where it goes from there. They think they see, like an entrepreneur growing, not just fighting in the cage, but growing my brand. They see the work I'm putting in, and they say they see me going somewhere, and we'll see it, because then maybe one day I'll have
like I say, man, our first podcast interview, and we got Buddy V here. He's very inspiring. He's an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's cool that other people are recognizing what you do, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool that I see it too, you know what I'm saying?
Thank
and
you.
I'm just
Appreciate
proud of you.
You guys
man.
are doing it. Look at it right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is only getting better between me and him, man. This is
we're just getting
he's
started,
killing it.
bro. We're just getting
He had all
started.
these questions, man. He's killing it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just dope to see like, all this come together, man. So so you got this magazine coming up.
Actually, can you say like when exactly it's coming out, or is it just
Yeah,
like
the 27th, March 27th.
Okay,
March
27th.
27th. Okay.
And so
bet, dude.
overtimehustlinmagazine.com, and yeah, you'll find it. And they're not just a magazine. I did 2 pieces of artwork that they're going to be putting on some some mugs and maybe some shirts and some other stuff. So they're making merchandise out of my 2
Oh, really?
drawings.
They're gonna give
yeah.
you some royalties for that?
We'll see.
They should, dude.
Man, just
I guess just getting your name out, man.
Yeah, just getting the name out is a
Stoked,
big thing. You know what I'm saying? So especially if they're getting eyes on them, just even getting that out is dope. So, yeah, man. You got anything you want to say before we cut this?
Shout out to the Yankee and the Brit podcast, MMA Underground. Check them out if you want to see me talk about some fight stuff. Shout out to everybody else that's a part of it. Heart in the Fight, StreetBeefs Scrapyard. Shout out to my family, my girl, my kids, Ana Luisa, Leia, Joaquin. You guys are part of the reason why I do what I do. Shout out to you guys for having me on the podcast, because it's dope as hell.
Hell yeah.
And shout out to 253 Buddy V, the YouTube. That's my YouTube. You'll see not just my interview with the Skillet Boyz, but all sorts of other people, Native American activists, entrepreneurs, just even local people around town, to see any sort of whatever it is. I'm going to have interviews at festivals and whatnot. You're just going to see the life that comes to. I'm bringing it to you.
Hell yeah.
Shout out as well.
All right, guys, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to the Skillet Boyz podcast. I'm Tyrell.
Yeah, I'm Cipriano.
And we're out of here.
Yeah, with that, it's episode 8, man. Episode 8.